Mike played his Diablo. Go get out of studio mode. Yep, there we go. Okay, and here we are. And it looks like Craig didn't find a song, unfortunately. Yep, and Quest for One with Little Cindy going to 1. And Brandon is coming back in. Here we go, Brandon. They just got started. You haven't missed much, but we got our team member Mike playing. Might be tough into Steel Song, and I'll be curious if Craig is actually on a Steel Song list right now or the new like hyper aggro version of Amber Steel. Well, I wouldn't call hyper, but I guess aggro version of Amber Steel.
Well, I would say that the aggro are hypo aggro in this set or in this game, in my opinion. Let's go standings. Let's see what we got after round 2. So after round 2, who we're looking at? Craig Ugari, correct?
And Mike Field.
So Craig was at 8th after 2 rounds, and Mike is at 7th. So this is a 7th and 8th matchup. Both 3-1 in their games, 10 points.
Okay, so it looks like Craig is playing just Steel Song. I'm curious if he finds the whole new world. I'm curious to see if he has updated anything. I was trying a little bit of Steel Song at the start with the Beyond the Horizon, and it just didn't feel right in the deck. It felt real bad to get a whole new world and a Beyond the Horizon. So.
Yeah, it was. I feel like they've been trying to write the end of Steel Song, my opinion. Especially with the reprints coming and everything, I feel like they've kind of pulled back. There hasn't been as many good songs lately. So it'll be interesting to see. If I agree. I don't think you'll see anything new. I guess I could check.
Oh, did he just exert that, or did he?
And he quested with Cindy.
Yep.
Means he's not holding the song.
Yeah, we didn't see a song earlier either, so you feel.
Well, there's a Strength of a Rising. What's that? One that is a discard.
Oh, he must have used that with Troubadour. Oh yeah, because he took out the Diablo. That would make sense. All right, we're getting back. So Elsa, 5th Spirit, inked by Mike. He's thinking about what he's gonna play now. And he knows Craig's got that whole new world in his hand. So it's like, what do I do? Am I getting rid of cards? At the same time.
Did he draw that? Is that what he drew?
No, he pulled it with the.
With the aerial?
The aerial.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right, drops 3. Oh, with the Peter Pan, and just gonna take out the Cindy. Yep, takes out little Cindy, 1 damage onto Peter Pan, and he'll pass the turn on over to Craig.
So will Craig pull it this turn, do you think? Do you think he'll run it this turn, or no?
Well, it depends on how many cards he has in his hand right now. Because as the Steel Song player, and we've both run this deck, right, Brandon, so we're no strangers to it, you kind of want to empty your hand as much as possible. So you know you're going to ink for turn at the very least, right?
Scenario, which means it's probably coming.
Ooh, but no, so he plays the Pete, so no actions next turn.
Ooh, there's a Genie in there. Is there a Cricky in there?
Yeah, Cricky. But honestly, as Mike, you're not feeling terrible about that because you're back up to 7 and you have the kind of potential board state to go wide. You're going to play a lot of characters that can quest for 2 or have evasive. You get the Diablo threat out there. Next thing you know, you're drawing cards every time your opponent does. Really makes you question that whole new world if you want to draw 14 cards.
So we know he's dumped 1, so he's probably got 3 in his hands somewhere in the deck still. Or did he dump another one? No, he had nothing in his hand. He discarded, right?
Yeah. All right. And Craig's trying to figure out what's going to happen next here. If he wants to sing anything. Troubadour's going to sing, storm, take out the Peter Pan there and draw a card.
It's almost like an unfair advantage knowing what's in Mike's hand there as he's showing us. I'm not going to. Well, I guess you can see it too if you're watching.
Yeah. And the players can't hear this, so
Yeah.
we're talking.
And my mic's loaded with some. There's a couple Chernobog's followers in there, I believe, right?
And so he played Crab, which is going to bump his Ursula there to be able to take out the aerial. And so he's now, Craig's out without the Singer 5, right? Mike
Correct.
can't play any actions, though, this turn. That doesn't matter, because he'll just drop a Curse Merfolk and pass it over to Craig.
And it'll be interesting to see what Craig's got. He's got 4 ink, so he has not ink this turn. I don't believe. So this is a big move for him because.
Yep, so Sing Storm, take out the Curse Merfolk. Love to see that. So now he doesn't have to worry about challenging it and having to discard a card. He's got to think. Having that crab out there really puts you in a tough spot because the crab can either trade into something or be bounced and then ultimately give that other character challenger 3. And you're thinking, oh, we can see the hand, but could be anything from a fox to a Peter Pan, any of those rush characters. And so Craig ends up inking the Smee and plays the Hamster. All right, Rhino and a Daisy come out.
Ooh.
So new Rhino. So that's the added bit from set A. He's the 4/3 that has resist 2 as long as he isn't damaged.
What's he quest for? 2?
Quest for 2, yeah.
And then that with that Daisy, that can change the game pretty quickly here because he does have a wide board up top.
Yeah, and Craig's
Powerful.
gonna quest for 1 using the Troubadour and passes the turn on over to Mike.
So it's an interesting take here for Craig. He's kind of combining the Steel Song with some other pieces to really put some pressure on your opponent here. He's got the singing capabilities up to a 4. But he's got 4 quest on there, right? And Mike's going to have to be in a situation to bounce that crab to take care of Rhino, right?
Yeah.
Unless he's got. Does Mike have any removal in his hand?
You don't really have removal,
Man,
right? I
no.
mean, you might have I would have to look at his list to pull it up, but we don't talk about Bruno. You might have something to be able to, I would doubt he has the Befuddle to put like a Cindy back or a Troubadour back.
I'd be more worried about trying to get rid of Rhino or Daisy at this point, because this could get out of control for him. What did he ink there?
What did Mike ink?
Yeah.
Is that the new Simba, or what do we got here? So I gotta stand up and look. What's there? I think it's a new card, but he'll play the Peter Pan to rush into the Cindy. You're pulling up the list there to look.
Like, it was a green?
Yeah, it's an emerald card.
Is it a?
Merryweather, Good Fairy?
No.
No.
It's not Bruno?
Go-Go? Basil? No. Raya? Oh, is it the big Raya? The new legendary, it's a legendary
Oh,
Raya.
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's playing one of those, the infiltration expert.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, he's got the Merryweather on the board right now. And that's what it. So I'm like,
The one thing, you see the list of cards, but without having the images, makes it a little harder when you're trying to guess what people have. And so I will be investing in an 85-inch screen for the next one. And when I say we, I mean Andrew and Leslie.
Wait, I need a bigger monitor, is what you're saying? Okay.
I hope I haven't missed any on Mike's floor. I think he's at one.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so Brandon had to step away for a second. Trying to see here. Did Daisy quest for 2? then, okay, so played the Rapunzel draw. Yeah, I think that was a quest for 2 from the Daisy from Craig. And then we'll use the hamster to sing, Storm.
That's a quest for 2.
Yeah.
So for Craig's at 6.
Yeah, Craig should be at 6 right now.
Should I click? I'm gonna clear that stuff off. People are gonna come here and get drinks. I think.
Well, no, can you stay here? That's after, it's not now, it's later. Yeah, so Mike is not in a good spot at the moment. Does not have control over the board. Missing a lot of characters that would help here. And Craig's got some brutal cards out. Daisy, Rhino, Rapunzel, all quests for 2. But Mike's able to drop Genie, gets to draw a card, gets another ward threat on the board.
For you in virtual space was pulled away because the food's here, which we're really excited. So we will be, after this, we'll take a little break so everyone can get something to eat if they want. So it'll be a little longer between matches.
Yeah, very classic to look at the Steel Song player's discard to figure out, okay, how many freaking songs does this player have? How many more storms, strengths, grab your sword, Zeus's, all those things are left. And I like the mind games too as a Steel Song player, that essentially you can run your opponent through, like, how many, Zeus's am I running? Is it 3? Is it 4?
Yeah.
Oh, am I on only 1 grab your sword? Do I have a sneaky 2 in there?
Yeah, it's that all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I thought they were done. And in the 2-game format, it almost makes it even harder. You don't have that 3rd game to bank on.
All right, so we'll quest for 2 with Daisy. And that triggers a reveal of Iago for Mike. So Mike's, definitely gonna put Iago into his hand. It's unfortunate he's lost 2 of his Peter Pans to be able to make that evasive Iago get rush, but you still like to have that in the hand to deal with any big threats that, I'm looking at that Rhino. Helps take it out. Uh-oh.
That another Rhino? That looks like a second Rhino. That's a tough one.
What'd you do?
I don't even know.
All right, we're having technical difficulties here on the Steam Deck at the moment. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Figured it out. Looks like Rapunzel quested for 2, or was that a strength that was sung with Rapunzel? No. We can't lose you because then we'll lose the ability to force me to do the thing I didn't want to do, which was have to click and talk. So
I think we're going to be seeing the end of the world shortly. That for Mike.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the lore count when we've got, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lore on the board for Craig. So if we are short 2 lore, he's winning next turn anyways, unless Mike does something.
He pulled a lever, and is that what that was?
Yeah. Oh no, he's saying showing one hand. So yep, Mike is scooping. We're gonna give Craig game 1 win.
Let's take a second. So far, what are your thoughts on this best of 2? I think we're seeing some different stuff so far. I don't know if you've taken a look at the standings at all.
I haven't had a chance to take a look there, but I know from round 1 there were quite a few 2-0s. So I'd be curious to see what happened in round 2.
And I would actually say this time we saw a lot of 1-1s, and just looking at the standings after 2, there was one person who had won both their games, Nick Pitarelli, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people who would have 2-0'd and then 1-1, and then some people who split up and got a couple other points in there. So it's a good mix in there. I think it's wide open going in.
Yeah, Matt's coming in saying, "Oh, you can come over. We're not on. We're
We're between
mics
games
are
here.
on, but
Yeah.
no video, so you can see what's happening, the magic here.
Our games were lightning quick.
Unfortunate matchup against each other.
Yeah, it's alright though.
What was it, 1-1?
One was.
Okay, there you go. You take those 3 points. You move on to the next one.
Yep.
And we're just watching Craig and Mike shuffle right now, so gotta love it.
They're doing a great job of shuffling along.
Which, as I'll buy some time here because they're still shuffling. I need to confirm this, but I think I heard that the new League of Legends TCG Riftbound, there's no shuffling.
There's no shuffling.
There's no shuffling.
Well, let's see. League of Legends.
Riftbound.
League. Oh crap! I put Keeg. League of Legends. Oh my God, my fat fingers here are really struggling. Legends. Rift. Bound.
Which, with all these TCGs, it is just a good time to be a trading card company. You know, back in the day, you used to have like Magic, Pokemon, the Yu-Gi-Oh, and a handful of other games. Nowadays, all 3 of those games still exist, plus Lorcana, plus Flesh and Blood.
There is, so according to the AI Google response, before the game, players shuffle their rune cards and place them to the left of their play area, and they also shuffle the rest of their deck and draw 4 cards. And at the beginning of each turn, people so it does look like there is some shuffling.
I think at the start, but I don't know if you shuffle afterwards at all. Like, there's no...
And there sounds like there's multiple decks as part of it.
Yeah, so they have a separate, to the resource problem in games. Riftbound is going with the almost like land in Magic, but your runes, right, which determine which cards you can play. Those will be a separate deck pile. So you're still guaranteed to get those runes each turn. You don't have to worry about the bricking in like Magic without getting a land. But you still are now at the mercy of whatever rune you draw. So if you're using the 2 runes and you've only got the 1 color rune in hand and you need the other color, that might, affect your play. But we're not here to cast Riftbound quite yet. That game doesn't come out until later this fall. We're here to cast some Lorcana, and it looks like Craig and Mike have finally finished the shuffle and the mulligan. So here we go. Game 2. Let's see who takes it. What are you feeling about Mike's chances this game now?
It's really going to depend on the first 2 or 3 for Craig. If Craig can get those core staples out, I think Mike might be in a little trouble. But I don't know. He gets the Merfolk out. I don't know about you. This was not a deck I was always worried about when I play Steel Song. Personal opinion. But again, now what did he play?
So that's the 1-cost
Oh, the
Rhino
1-cost
that gives
Rhino.
-1 strength to your opponent. I believe it's until the start of their next turn.
Yeah,
too,
that is correct, and that's a change. So I think this might open doors. But is he going to go the Rhino route as opposed to the more traditional Cindy aerial route?
Yeah, it's interesting because then Craig is really kind of like blending the 2 styles together, playing that aggro version with the Rhino, but also the traditional Steel Song. And so Mike will quest for 2 with the Cursed Merfolk and play to Cursed Merfolk. You know there's a good chance that with that Rhino, because you can shift, there's going to be a song coming. So yep, there's the shift, and I wouldn't be surprised if we exert and see a Storm, a Strength, and there it is. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. You can't play another card. But you did take out a Cursed Merfolk without having to challenge, so keeps that extra card in hand.
But it'll be interesting to see if he long term, if Craig's able to make the combo Steel Song aggro deck work. Rhino's a new card to the matchup, but I've not been able to do that personally.
Yeah, I'll have to look at his list a little more to see what's going on with it, what the cards are there. So Mike does quest for another 2.
He's definitely getting out there. He's got the Peter Pan on the board, right?
Yep.
So that will help any of his evasives.
And it's great. You got to be worried now about exerting your Rhino, because what could happen, you got that Peter Pan out. As soon as you drop another character with evasive, it's going to have rush. It gets to run in, can put a lot of damage on that Rhino, and then easily take it out with either your Peter Pan or we don't have any other characters yet, so we can't quite get there, but I could see him dropping another
Did
1 or 2
just
costs.
ink a hamster.
Plays a troubadour, okay.
But this is an interesting situation now with him. He's going to sing to take out
Zeus.
Pete.
Yep.
But that's a bold play because he's still leaving that lore on the board for Mike another turn. It's a tough situation to be in when you have to make that decision. Do I go? Especially if he happens to have another Peter Pan, because I come back with Ursula. Oh, there you go.
One turn late and nothing. So shows the Rapunzel, shows the Naveen.
That's good to know those are coming though. And Naveen's gonna swing and a miss with nothing there, right? And
Yeah,
without any damage,
right now.
Rapunzel. Is it a Muses? Or
Uh,
Sir Hiss?
Sir Hiss, yeah. So Mike's going to quest for 2 with the Cursed Merfolk, bringing him to 6 lore, Hiss on the board to deal with any of, well, Craig's not going to have any evasive threats in those colors.
If he does, then we need to do a deck check.
Yeah, call him out for that. But that Sir Hiss, I'm surprised Mike is playing it, because Sir Hiss really only came about in the meta to deal with the, Diablo. Yeah, Emerald, the evasive draw Diablo. But with, there's a judge call. But without seeing a lot of Emerald in the meta, I don't know if Sir Hiss is the most optimal card to have in that place. But that's, probably Mike's rationales. If I have to worry about the Diablo, I've got something to challenge it.
I wonder if it was a real judge call or a wise ass judge call.
Yeah, one of the two known these players here.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we challenged the Cursed Merfolk with our Troubadour. So now Craig's trying to figure out, all right, what am I discarding here? What's the best choice? We're both Steel Song players, so I know in my brain right now, Brandon, if this is me, I'm thinking, I want that Naveen because I want to be able to play a song for free when he comes out.
Well, especially because Mike's probably not going to put damage on cards, a lot of damage. So the Rapunzel is just not as effective. She's got a little bigger butt. Oh, he gets rid of the Pete.
Okay, so he must have drawn that then.
Mm-hmm. So he keeps both of them, but again, the Naveen. I mean, how many times have you played and you've held Naveen, just hoping, and then finally like, screw it, I need to get the lore that it's going to come with it.
It's always the next turn that I get a song,
Yep.
and then,
Yeah, oh, very much so.
All right, so Craig passes it back over to Mike. It's still a tough spot,
There
but
he
that
is,
genie,
Bigby.
that's huge. So another body on the board that quests for 2, evasive. So Craig's not touching it unless he can get another song out there, and he's just top decking at this point. So he'll use the Sir Hiss, quest for 1, go to 7.
So, and that Rhino's 4.
Yeah, 4/3. If
What was his cost? I forget.
costs 4 to play, but has a shift 2.
Well, more importantly, he can't sing Whole New World.
Whole New World.
So
correct,
Mike's
yeah.
Craig's in a tough situation right now. I mean, obviously he could get Naveen out to play the Whole New World and have to sacrifice. That looks like a Smee.
Yep. So Smee comes out,
Not a bad card to catch up on some lore.
and he'll use the Rhino to quest for 2. Go to 2. So Craig's on the board in this game 2 finally. And use the Troubadour, quest for another 1, go to 3.
And we know he's still sitting on that Ursula, not the Ursula, the Rapunzel and the Naveen.
Oh, Diablo and Peter Pan. So Mike's going wide, and I feel confident for him to do that because we know what's in the hand, but Craig isn't really playing anything. So you have to think like he doesn't have the cards to answer, right? So drop
I
it.
bang him out right now, get the lure. I would have even considered taking the Ursula just because you're up 10-3. He can't play.
You did? Okay, I wasn't sure what he was at
Yeah,
before. So
he can't play a Whole New World at this point. He's in a tough situation. I would have put the pressure on my opponent, knowing that Genie's probably not going anywhere. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know.
Well, and there's the Rapunzel. So plays the Naveen to then get the strength out
He's
there.
only going to get 4 out of it, right?
Yes.
So he could take Genie He could take Peter Pan. It's a tough choice.
Yeah, it takes the genie.
Yeah,
So the lure
probably the
threat.
smart move. But if Mike is holding a rush, I have not been watching his hand.
Right, and then so he's going to quest for
Or,
3
evasive, if I meant.
and pass the turn.
Quest for 3.
3.
I think the scorekeeper has a block on that voice who says quest for 3. She doesn't hear that one voice. There's the genie again, right? And he could, in theory, quest, or he could challenge because of Peter Pan. So, I mean, would you consider taking Smee out, or
So,
if it was you?
yeah, in this color, I tend to play more conservatively in that regard. To like, I would rather keep my opponent's options down than necessarily drive for the win. Knowing that my opponent has strength to be able to use that character advantage to take out my characters. He'll quest with that Diablo though, so Mike goes to 11. Still thinking about what to do with that genie, and it's got to be challenging because he just played it. Yep, so there it is.
Smee to cut the lore off.
Exactly.
But again, he's going to have to use a song to take out that genie, which will limit Craig's chances. And he does still have a couple lore, or he's going to quest with Hiss, I think. And is he going to challenge with Hiss?
He could throw it into that Rhino to put the damage on, and then now Rhino becomes way less of a threat, but he's thinking. He's got time, that is the benefit in the 2-game format, right? You're thinking now, at this point, I can't get the double win, right, for my 7 points, but I want to ensure that I get those 3 points. So take your time, play it out. He'll quest for, it looks like 3 more. Yep. 13.
Did he quested with everything?
Well, he couldn't quest with the genie, right?
Right, I meant like the Peter Pan. He decided
so
to
one
put it all
more.
out there.
Yep, so that's 4. So it'll be at 15, right? Because it was 11 before. I think so.
I thought I counted the one, but maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll find out next
See if Craig concedes here. He looks like he's thinking about it. He got his 3 points in the first game.
I think that the 2 sets have had a pretty good impact on Amber Steel decks. Yeah, for sure. The last 2 sets have given you options in Amber Steel.
I will tell you, as I'm looking at what's going on we only have one person who's had complete sweeps on their first 2 matches. As people are playing this out, this 2-match thing will really mix things up a bit, as opposed to getting people out there with lots of wins into that top 8. I think it's going to force people to keep playing.
And we've talked about this before on the podcast. Lorcana is a game that's meant to be played, not meant to be decided by dice and other nonsense. So I'm glad to see it.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Quest. It looks like he challenged with something, right? And then
But he's got to have he's
quested
got
for 4.
5 on the board. So are we off on score?
Yeah, we might be. It should
one
might
ahead?
only be 14 lore for
So Mike needs to.
Mike is 14.
Yeah, 14.
Oh,
We're right.
Yeah, because he's got 5 on the board, and he needs that extra 1.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Does he push? I guess we have to see what Mike has in hand.
Yeah, I think you go sideways with everything.
Everything. So
Yeah.
2, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. No,
5.
5.
Oh, 5.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
I just said that.
And now, it looks like he's got an Ursula in hand, or no, he's going to go 3 for. What's he going to play here? Oh, wrong lever?
Is that what that is? I don't know. If it is wrong lever, it's actually my card. He
Oh, no, it's
borrowed.
the hyena.
Oh, unfortunate situation? No, it's too short to be that.
It's a new Emerald card. It's an action.
There it is.
Yeah, so wrong lever is return chosen character to the player's hand. So, yep, that's what we just did there. Which does let him play a song for free next turn, but at this point, you've got so much lore on the board there, I don't really know.
He can't wipe the board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
he's
see Craig's hands
yeah.
of frustration there, knowing.
It was interesting to see that Mike wouldn't get a character out, though, to give him that unexerted lore.
Yeah,
So
so
he
plays
plays
the
Naveen with what song?
Yeah, there's no song, and he's got nothing.
This should be it.
Yep, so quest for 3. Are we off by? No, there it is.
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
So Mike takes game 2, goes 1-1. Well done, players. Here, let's switch back to. So there we go. End of match 3 now.
The castle was not there last time I was here.
Yeah, we put you into Disney World if you did see. So there we go.
Oh, there, nice. I wish I was at Disney World.
Yeah, the weather's a little better than what we got in Central New York right now, but.
I was down that way a couple weeks ago, and I didn't go to the parks, but I did go to Disney Springs, and it was nice. It was nice to just be there and soak it in and see some of the stuff, and it wasn't as crazy. It's the first time I've ever walked in a Lego store and haven't waited.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then it was like right after they released the new Lego gumball machine, minifigure gumball machine, which, ooh, evidently I need to
It's
eat.
lunchtime.
Yeah. But anyway, so it was interesting. Interesting down there. It wasn't as busy. It wasn't as the humidity was not there yet, so it was cool. It was nice.
Yeah, I feel like May's not too bad. You haven't gotten into the peak summer yet, or like August is pretty brutal down there in Florida.
And that's one of the times we tend to be down there.
All right, well, it is lunchtime here. We're taking a quick break so the players can grab something to eat, get a drink, stretch their legs, use the bathroom here. But we will catch you back in round 4. So hang out, keep watching the stream. Can't wait until we get to the top cut. It's going to be really exciting. Some great players here today. Love the Lorcana that's been happening for the Upside's first 2K tournament. So we will see you in round 4.